Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
I just heard someone screaming, and I just thought it was like a kid playing, and then all of a sudden we heard help, like just screaming like bloody murder. So we didn't know what was going on. I just thought someone was maybe being taken was my first thing, and then I heard her on the phone saying so-and-so has been shot.
We have new information this afternoon on the deadly shooting in Bemidji that now has a man considered armed and dangerous on the run. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jordan Schreier. Now, this all happened last night in Bemidji, Minnesota, and Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley joins us live from the scene. Now, Bailey, what do we know?
Jordan, I've been talking with neighbors here all morning so far, and they say Minnesota Avenue, this is usually very safe. It's a very quiet neighborhood, but they say last night it was absolute chaos. They say the scene didn't finally get cleared till 5 o'clock this morning. And Jordan, right just feet from where I'm standing right now, that's exactly where that 20-year-old victim died from his gunshot wounds last night. Neighbors say as they were watching from their window, the body stayed here in the snowbanks for hours. They say it was guarded by both the SWAT truck as well as a few investigators, and it wasn't finally cleared until after 2 o'clock this morning. Now, while all of that was going on, they say several other investigators were combing this neighborhood, going door to door, trying to find that suspect, as well as trying to figure out what exactly unfolded here last night. Now, as for that 17-year-old victim, I'm told he's in the hospital right now, and he is going into surgery soon, but as to the extent of his injuries or what his current condition is, those are both still unknown, as well as a motive. But investigators say they're working very hard to figure out and give this community a peace of mind. For now, reporting live in Bemidji, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
All right, thank you, Bailey. Now, that suspect is 18-year-old Antonio Vincente Parkhurst of Bemidji, who they say ran away from the scene with a handgun. He's described as a Native American man with short black hair, brown eyes, and a slender build. And he was last seen wearing a red sweatshirt. Again, he is considered armed and dangerous. Police would not provide us with a picture of the suspect. Now, if you see him, do not approach him and call 911 right away. Over to our weather, taking that live look outside. It's looking pretty good out there, and it really doesn't feel all that terrible. A little cooler than yesterday, maybe, but more cool weather, that's to come. For what we can expect for the rest of our forecast today, though, let's head on over to Storm Team meteorologist Lisa Green.
Yes, that Arctic air mass is taking over. We had that cold front sweep through, still working its way through here this afternoon. And behind it, that dry, clear air. This is a view in East Grand Forks. I've been keeping an eye on Highway 2 there because there's been some blowing across the road surface, a little drifting. You can see that a little bit in the distance, and the lane that's the farthest away from the shot there too, some blowing and drifting snow. So that's going to continue to be an issue as long as we keep those winds around. And you can see the clearing that's been happening since this morning. The snow that was impacting some of us moving on, and we've really cleared out. Where you see the white and there's no movement right over the heart of the valley, that's where our snowpack happens to be at this point in time. So looking at those winds still gusting into the 20s and 30s. It's 29 miles per hour in Fergus Falls, a 31 mile per hour gust in Sisseton. The wind out of the north or northwest still stirring up some of that snow visibility down to a quarter mile in Detroit Lakes right now. So a little breezy. We're getting some sunshine though, and that's actually helping to fight that colder air that's taking over, and we're just kind of holding those temperatures steady this afternoon. But once we lose the sun, we'll see those temperatures drop very quickly tonight. The latest on that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, look forward to it. Thank you, Lisa. New at noon, the Devils Lake Police Department wants your help finding a man who hasn't been seen in months. Family members recently reported Christopher Allen Grafsgaard is missing. He has not been seen or heard from since December. According to the Facebook post by the Devils Lake Police Department, he may be in the Fort Totten area. If you have any information about him, call Devils Lake Police. Their number is up on your screen right now. One person was taken to the hospital after crashing into a power pole earlier this morning in Fargo. The crash happened around 8 o'clock near 7th Avenue and 17th Street North. Two vehicles were involved and traffic was rerouted around the scene of the accident. The extent of the injuries are unknown at this time, but we do know that a power line was knocked down in that crash. A doctor from Mayville, North Dakota is back home after delivering care to the people quarantined at an Air Force base because they could have been exposed to the coronavirus. Dr. John Ling was at the Fairfield Air Force Base in California. That's where the government brought Americans who were living in China while the outbreak was happening. The people were monitored for 14 days to make sure they weren't infected. Now Dr. Ling will be getting regularly checked to make sure he doesn't show any symptoms. Meanwhile, a Minnesota couple who found themselves at the center of the coronavirus outbreak are now back in the U.S. today. An Eden Prairie couple were among the hundreds of passengers who were quarantined on the Diamond Princess cruise ship. Now, after 2 weeks of isolation on that cruise ship, the couple is facing yet another quarantine where they'll be monitored for the next 2 weeks. A new poll qualifies Mike Bloomberg for his debate debut tomorrow night. In that poll, Bernie Sanders has opened up a double-digit lead, cementing his position as one of the frontrunners. Andrea Mitchell has more.
Ready for his debate debut this morning, a new poll making it official. Former New York City Mayor Mike Bloomberg has qualified for Wednesday's NBC, MSNBC, Nevada Independent debate, jumping ahead of Joe Biden and second only to Bernie Sanders in a new NPR PBS NewsHour Marist poll. It's the first time he will appear on stage with fellow Democratic candidates, despite already spending $124 million in 14 states for Super Tuesday alone, and having yet to appear on any 2020 ballot. This morning, his campaign calling it the latest sign that Mike's plan and ability to defeat Donald Trump is resonating with more and more Americans.
We may not have billions of dollars to throw around.
Bloomberg's toughest critic, current frontrunner Bernie Sanders, so confident about this week's Nevada caucuses, he's campaigning in Washington state, which doesn't vote for 3 weeks. But Bloomberg hitting back, going after Sanders' online supporters, known as Bernie Bros, in a new digital ad featuring what many consider to be their most aggressive and derogatory tweets.
It is vitally important for those of us who hold different views to be able to engage in a civil discourse.
Meantime, in contrast to Sanders' big crowds, Joe Biden has been on smaller stages, needing a good showing in Nevada after losing badly in Iowa and New Hampshire.
Bill Clinton lost 12 primaries before he won one and became the nominee for president.
And Pete Buttigieg, after several stops in Nevada, campaigning Monday night in socially conservative Utah, a Super Tuesday state.
This is what it looks like to prove that there is no such thing as a permanently red state.
In Virginia, a new Monmouth University poll just out this morning has Sanders and Bloomberg tied for first place with 22% and Biden at 18%, with the other contenders trailing behind. In our consumer alert this afternoon, Redbox has jumped into the video streaming business with a new free service that's supported by ads. You can check it out online or through the Redbox mobile app. Free live TV is similar to others, offering specific channels as well as general categories like comedy, viral videos, and entertainment news. Redbox has previously experimented with streaming, launching an on-demand service in 2017, which let users rent or buy movies and stream them instantly. We like it, we love it, and Minnesota will be getting a lot more of him. Country superstar Tim McGraw will be performing at the Minnesota State Fair. The concert is for Tuesday, September 1st at 7:30. Tickets will range from $88 to $60. The tickets will go on sale this Friday.